I'm gonna be watching a video called Unfaithful Wife Interview Kiara by Soft White Underbelly. Let's get into it. Unfaithful
All
wife.
right,
She a
Kiara.
cheater.
Yes, hi.
Kiara, where are you from originally? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Northwest Indiana, a very small town
5
called Griffith, 2 miles by 2 miles.
Griffith.
Little town.
Tell me about your childhood growing up.
I had
Mark
both parents in the
Layada.
home. It was a fairly okay childhood. I had my dad in the home, but my theory is he stopped paying attention to me when I got a mind of my own.
Paying attention.
So him and I haven't been close my whole life. We are now. But my mom is
good,
my rock,
at
my
least.
absolute best friend and soulmate.
You're close to with your mom.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay, that's
my
good
best
that she's got a good
What, was-
relationship
what would you say is
with her parents.
the roughest part of your childhood?
The roughest part of my childhood was probably watching my parents get into some legal trouble when
Divorce?
I was very young. I didn't even find out what they did until I was
Ooh, well, they
15
did
or
bad
16. But the house got raided, and I watched my parents get taken away. So,
What were they doing?
Drugs?
they were drug dealers.
Okay, I knew it.
So, but everybody's clean and sober now and doing really well.
Good. How far did you go in school?
So for
Oh, I
20
graduated.
Euros.
I graduated from my local high school in Griffith.
What kind of kid were you in high school?
I was a good kid until I turned 16.
Oh,
and then
what happened?
I started smoking weed, skipping school, doing drugs, drinking. I actually got expelled December of my senior year for having
Her stuff started going a little bit down. She got into the bad stuff. Bro, stop selling that crap. That's not good,
Xanax
bro.
on me.
Gotcha.
And my mom had called the school and told them. So I did get arrested. I just turned 18. At 18, for having drugs at school. And then I kind of
No
continued
good
to
tattoo.
get arrested on and off and crash multiple vehicles on
What?
drugs until I turned 21 when I got clean for good.
For good.
For good.
Good for you.
Yeah, been 12 years.
At least she's clean now.
And where has your life gone since then?
It's been 12 years. How old she say? 20 or 18? So she's only like 30 now or something.
It's better now. I mean, I'm a mom. I have 2 children. I'm a provisional community association manager for HOAs. I live in Reno. I just have the best boyfriend.
Bro, even this. She looks like the way she talks and like she looks like she would be unfaithful. I'm not gonna lie.
I could ever ask for. So it's been different, but where I'm at right now is
Some people sell cocaine and cannabis for me if I want. Yeah, just I mean, if you want, just don't buy it. bro.
good.
What have you
buy
been
it, bro.
through between the boyfriend and moving or leaving high school?
So I moved to Reno with a man that I had known in person for just a month or so. I met him through the company I was working for.
Bro, bro, you're just. Yeah, I don't think you should sell that crap because I don't agree with it. You're just, you're feeding people's addictions, bro.
He ended up not being the nicest man ever, but I followed him to Reno. And I was with him for almost a decade.
Almost
but
a decade.
I probably wasn't the best wife to him. So we got
What'd she do?
divorced in July of 2020, I believe.
You were married how many years?
Lockdown.
We were married 6, together almost 10.
10 years.
Yeah.
You guys had problems.
Yes, we
She was
both
a
had our
problem.
own sets of problems. Like I mentioned, he wasn't very kind. So he did lay hands on me.
Okay, you shouldn't do that. But you guys gotta be careful, bro. Women, men, guys, girls, be careful who you partner up with.
Be very rude to me, make terrible comments, call me names, put me down. But then I was unfaithful a few times
That's
and
disgusting.
ended up mothering children from those men.
That's
on
disgusting,
my
bro.
husband.
So you were married to your husband, but you were having children with other men.
I was.
Ah.
I was. And he raised them as his own and knew them to be his own
What?
until the divorce.
How-
My
No, she's actually disgusting, bro. That's disgusting. Like, okay, you know, bro shouldn't be laying hands on her and, like, you know, quite rude. But, bro, you could legit leave. Leave. You know? And I know some people will be like, oh, it's not easy. It's not that easy, blah, blah, blah. But then you go cheat. And, oh my gosh, you cheated on him with a dude, and that dude you're cheating on him got you pregnant. And then he raised that some other man's kid thinking it's his own, and you never told him, bro.
How did that news come out?
my lawyer had to use language in what we wanted to
Disgusting.
kind of make it a point to say that, like, he may not be the dad. You know, like, I don't even remember what word she used, but it was a word that kind of made his lawyer be like, we should probably do a DNA test on these children. And he did.
Because you were looking to keep it
It's
quiet
disgusting.
I wouldn't
Look
say
at her,
that.
bro.
to collect child support.
No, oh no. The divorce agreement said no child support on either side. We were both making the same amount of money. So to this day, neither of us pays child support. But no, he got them. I didn't want to necessarily keep it quiet. I didn't want to break his heart. Is what it is.
See, that's disgusting, bro. Women that act like this, oh, I didn't want to hurt you. Like, they're doing stuff that is disgusting towards you, you know? Stuff that's unfaithful, lying, stuff like that. And then they'll be like, oh, I didn't want to hurt you. That's why I did this crap that you know is bad, like low-key cheating, doing all that stuff. But I didn't want to hurt you, so I didn't tell you. Like, bro, this exact... I haven't been, like, the girl I've been with hasn't got pregnant. Not like that. But it's the same context. She was like, oh, I didn't... She was doing some weird crap with other people. Stuff that I don't agree with other people. And, you know, I figured it out. I questioned her, and she was like, oh, yeah, I didn't want to hurt you. So she was trying to hide what she was doing and didn't want to hurt me. It's the exact same, like, type of situation as this. Exact same situation.
No
for
matter how mean he was to me, I don't use that as an excuse for what I did, because there's not an excuse, you know? And I carry a lot of guilt with me
You
about
should,
it.
bro.
And I got my babies. I mean, they're the greatest things in the whole world, but
How did
I mean,
he
yeah,
find
you got a kid, but, you know? Like, of course, you know, that's still your child. You gotta love them. Because they didn't do nothing wrong. It's you. You did it wrong. That's disgusting, bro. Like... Yeah, bro. Gross.
find out?
he did the paternity test, and the paternity test.
Bro, it's even more sick. He didn't know, and then he started raising these kids as if they're his. And he didn't know that some other guy, some other man busted in his wife and got her pregnant, bro. That's disgusting.
Came
Look at
back,
her,
he was
bro.
99% like not the father. And he called me and he was like, "Do you want to get in front of this?"
Bro, this is a nightmare. You know? Like I've been with a girl, bro, that is like, you know, not faithful, as in not as bad as this, but chatting to other guys behind my back, you know? Like I'm like it's like I'm at home chilling editing vids. I'm waiting for her to call me because she had to do something. I was like, okay, call me, text me when you're over. Turns out she never done that, so I called her, and then turns out she was chatting to guys behind my back, and I had to dump her, bro. I had to get rid of her. Not that I wanted to. Like I love this girl, but you know, she wanted attention from other guys. Obviously, it's not the same, but that's the whole thing. Like, bro, I wanted to talk to her all day. She was like, "Nah, I don't want to. Nah, I'm tired." And I call her because I saw something. I was like, "What's up? Are you wrong?" And she was like, she was on this game, bro, talking to other guys, like a voice chat game, chatting to other guys. I was like, "Did you do that today?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, all day I've been wanting to talk to you. but you didn't want to talk to me. You said you're too tired. But the same day, you want to chat to other guys for attention. Like, that's disgusting, you know? So I was like, okay, we're done. You know? I was like, we're done. You know, you can talk to as many guys as you want that don't give a crap about you, because they don't. They're just saying words. And you can throw away a guy that actually had pure intentions and, you know, was being real about you, like being for real. You can throw me away and just have as much attention from any guy you want. You know, I was like, I told her, I was like, you know, don't do anything dumb. You know, I wish you luck, but yeah, this is the end, and yeah, I'll never talk to you again. I'll remove you and everything. But I wish you luck, and you know, I wish her luck. I don't have hate towards her, but yeah, bro, she did wrong. But yeah, bro, that's what happened. That was my last one. But yeah, chatting to guys behind my back. You know? But yeah, that's disgusting. And I told her, I don't do that. I don't do male friends. Male friends feel like, I don't have female friends. I said I don't do male friends from the very start. I was like, I don't like you talking to random dudes. That's weird. Especially, like, what the heck? And yeah, it turns out she was doing all that crap. I had to, you know, dump her. That's the first time I've ever dumped a girl. If she know that you are a famous streamer, she would want you back. Well, it doesn't matter what she wants, bro, because she's not gonna get what she wants. But I feel bad for her because I know the reason why she wants attention, because family issues and stuff like that. I'm not gonna get into it, all that, bro. But I know why she is like that, and she knows she has a problem as well. She admitted it. She knows she got a problem. But I'm just sad because I know what she lost, because I'm real, you know. I don't play around with this, bro. I'm like, if I'm with a girl, I'm really with her, like, for real. But yeah, bro, like, I feel it's kind of sad. Even though she did me dirty, I'm just empathetic, bro. I'm an empathetic person. I low-key feel bad for her because I know how she feels. You know, she doesn't feel good, but she's addicted to that crap. And me, I was like, okay, I'll work, you know, I want to help you, but she don't want to help herself. So yeah, that's my experience with that. And I've been cheated on before with this other girl, but that's a different story. When I was 14, bro, I was in this relationship with this girl, bro. I was 14. Apparently, she was cheating on me the entire time, and she never even liked me. And yeah, that's a different story, but that's another one. That's the, like, yeah, that's all. I feel bad for you. You shouldn't
what do you mean?
feel bad. Cause I know she did me wrong, but I still feel bad for her as a person. That's me. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate her. I wish the best for her. Even though she did me wrong, and she lied to me, even though I told her all these things, but I still, yeah, I low-key, yeah. Because I know what she's going through, bro. That's just the person I am. I know what she's going through. I know why she does it, but she's not strong enough yet to fix it. You know? My sister's boyfriend cheated on her, and now my sister is depressed and uses drugs. Yeah, that's not good. Hopefully, I wish your sister the best. Yeah, even people that treat me like my last one, bro, her. She lied to me. She was talking to other guys behind my back. You know? But I wish the best for her. If, I don't know, she might watch this, but, you know, if she watches, you know, I did love you, and I wish the best for you, but, yeah, the stuff you did, I can't continue. Like, I would look like an idiot if I did. And everything I preach, you know, I gotta stand on what I believe. So yeah, I had to end it. That's the first time I was the one dumping a girl. But yeah, she low-key didn't really care because, you know, she was doing what she was doing. Yeah.
And about an hour later, he had posted publicly on Facebook that he was not the father of
But you don't need to say sorry, bro.
the children.
How many kids?
2.
How old were they?
5 at the time.
Yeah, cheating is
4
disgusting, bro.
and 2. 4.
Bro, cheating is like, it might be the worst thing a person could do to another person that isn't illegal. Cheating on someone is the worst thing a person can do to another person that isn't illegal. By far, I believe so. The worst thing you could do to someone that isn't illegal is cheating.
4 and 2. And they still know him to be their only father. And he still treats them as if he's the only father.
So he's still in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
It's very nice of him.
If that's what you want to call it. I call it control, but
Hold on.
Nice
What?
is not, still know him to be their only father.
Kids?
2.
How old were they?
5 at the time, 4 and 2. 4 and 2.
4 and 2.
And they still know him to be their only father.
Okay. Cheating is like destroying someone's mental health.
And
Yeah,
he's still
it does happen, but you can't let it
treats
stop
them
you. You know.
as if he's the only father.
So he's
But
still.
one problem with me, it's a good and a bad thing. I'm very optimistic, and you know, she did tell me her issues before and stuff like that, but she said she was going to change and improve, and I believed her. I'm very optimistic. I was like, okay, like the thing about me, I can see the best in someone even though they don't see it in themselves.
In their lives.
Oh, yeah.
It's very nice of him.
If that's what you want to call it. I call it
This,
control.
this woman's
but
disgusting for what she done.
nice is not a word that people often use for this man. Anything he can do to not essentially let go of me and to kind of continue to control my life is what I think to be the reason. He sees him once a week, takes him every other weekend.
The way she talks
maybe
just
not
makes me
even a
feel
whole weekend.
disgusted. Her
So
mannerisms
it's an
as
ugly
well.
divorce.
It was ugly. It went on for about 7 or 8 months, which I know is not long in most divorces, but I thought it was going to be a cut and dry, quick thing. I didn't think he was going to fight me on it. I thought he didn't like me.
He's
this whole
ugly.
time, but here we are. So he did fight me on pretty much everything I asked for. The divorce ended pretty equal.
Bro, it's not even that. Like, what she does makes her ugly. Like, for me, bro, like, legit, I don't have a type of girl. You know, like, if you see every girl I've been involved with or I've dated, all of them are different. All different colors, all different shapes. Shapes is crazy, but, you know, it's not like I've got one type. Oh, she gotta look like this. She gotta be this big, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't. It's just like, if I like you, I like you. That's how I am. If I like you, I like her. It's not like, you know, like I know some girls or guys, they gotta be, oh, they gotta have blonde hair, they gotta be this tall, they gotta be, like, you know, they need this color eyes, like, that's
We
not
got
me.
anything crazy. 50-50 with the
I like
kids
nice-
until
Okay,
he ended up.
you know what type of girls I like? Any girls out there? I'm giving you like cheat code. I like girls that like me. There we go.
Unhoused.
I like girls that like me back.
But yeah, he's still present. He still shows up to parent-teacher conferences. He coached
But let's
my son's baseball
let's lock
team
in on this.
last summer. So he's still as involved as he wants to be.
So the dude that got cheated on is still raising those kids as his own? What? Is that what we're getting here? And he still does this? He's low-key a cuck then. He a cuck.
And you would prefer that was not the case, or
But she's still disgusting.
Unfortunately, he doesn't like to pick. This is gonna sound bad about me, but he doesn't like to pick the best women. And I do.
Obviously. What the heck? You cheated on him and bruv, you let two other men bust in you.
Feel that one day there will come a
And had a
woman who
kid.
doesn't necessarily want him to raise children who aren't his. I hope that doesn't happen. But if that does happen, I will have wished he had made the move sooner.
Hold
Did
on.
you
Is she talking about another guy?
premeditate this, or just all of
know.
a
I
sudden you
lost
found out
track.
you were pregnant by somebody you were cheating with?
Oh no, it was definitely not premeditated, but
Oh, it is the
we
same
weren't
dude.
using protection.
So it was premeditated.
I didn't say like I'm gonna have sex with this man to have a baby, you know. But I mean, I guess there was nothing done to prevent it. And the first man that I had the affair with is now my boyfriend, the father of my first child, my son.
Now your
And
boyfriend.
he was my husband's assistant manager
Oh my gosh.
at the time.
This gets messy.
It's very it's
Oh,
very
yuck,
messy. So
bro.
my husband brought
This is like nightmare
my
fuel.
ex-husband brought him onto the team where he was working, and my ex-husband always made his assistant managers like his best friend. So he started bringing this guy around, and I made the first move. of course.
The heck?
And I feel like I just sensed his
Bro,
kindness.
she's smiling 'cause she
still to this
enjoyed
day,
it.
This man that I'm with is the kindest, most patient man I've ever met. So I think I felt that kindness from him, which I
Girls, guys as well. You know, if you want to be with someone else, you can just dump the person you're with and just be with them instead of being with them still. Being with them still and just like, come on, bro. Cheating is so preventable.
wasn't getting from my husband at the time. So I don't even know how it started beyond me just touching his hand when we were smoking joints. But one day he came over my house without my ex-husband there, and you know what happened next. And we only saw
Nah,
each
don't
other
do that,
once
bro.
a week to do this because of how my
Never.
schedule, my ex-husband's schedule, and his schedule matched up. So every Wednesday, I saw him. We had sex. He watched me get ready for work, and then
Every Wednesday.
he'd go work for my ex-husband.
She's a sicko. Look at her laughing.
Yeah. So that's how that one started.
That's disgusting. Oh my
And
gosh. that
again,
makes
I
me
mean, my
ill,
son
bro.
is just the best human ever. So I don't regret it. And I'm with him now, and he's just my absolute soulmate.
My
And I haven't
soulmate.
cheated on him.
I haven't cheated on him yet.
But the second affair, the man is the father of my
I can tell she legit said she did joints. She was smoking joints.
daughter, he actually worked with me this time. He was my maintenance guy at my leasing job. And again, just another kind man who was nice to me.
See? Bro, never be with a woman like this. I mean, obviously, bro didn't pick her knowing this. But, like, this is so, all they gotta be is nice, and then they, you know, they got access to your pants. He's nice. He was so nice. You know, this is what the thing is, attention seeker. Like, you know, the girl that I was talking about before that was chatting to guys. She likes attention from other people. That's why she was doing that crap, and that's why I had to let her go, bro. But this is like, obviously not the same, but along the same lines, bro. These guys were being nice to her, made her feel good, and then she spread her legs. Like, come on, bro.
And I would see him a lot more because we worked together. So we would take our lunches together
It's just sickening.
and have sex then. And when I found out I was pregnant with my son, we were 100% sure it was my husband's, even though I was having an affair, because I don't know, I just always felt like I could sense when I got pregnant, which obviously isn't right, but I just felt it. So we were so sure. And then he came out looking like my boyfriend now. Spitting image. So there were some questions at the beginning there. But still, you have to be really sure about that to confront your wife. You know, you got to be real sure.
Never waste your diamonds on a hoe. Minecraft quote. But true.
So he didn't. People questioned what he looked like.
Bro, I remember actually yesterday, speaking of hoes, I was streaming with my friend Fazbik, Mr. Dad, and then someone in his chat, because me and him were in VC, so his chat could hear me. Someone in his chat was like, it sounds like bro doesn't have any hoes. I was like, yeah, I don't have hoes, bro. I don't want hoes. That's gross. That's like childish, you know? I don't want hoes. I want a good, respectable young woman, not a hoe. What the heck? I would rather have one girl over infinite hoes. That's disgusting. I don't want a hoe. What the heck? They're flexing. Oh, I got more hoes than you. Okay, bro. Is that really a flex? You got a hose. Like, what are you gonna? What?
Like to him, and he just said no. And then with my daughter, she's Hispanic. So she came out a little more tan than the both of us. And just as she grew up, just kept that tan skin. And still, she looks so much like me. He was just like, yep, she looks like my wife. And now she looks like her dad, which is terrifying.
Bro.
But again, I love her crazy ass too. But
Do you?
I mean,
have
I would hope
regrets
you love your
about anything
kid.
you've done?
I wouldn't say regrets because I got my babies. So I definitely am not going to say that I regret it. I wish I would have gone about it differently, maybe. Or maybe picked a second different baby daddy. I don't know. Because I didn't even think he was going to be my baby daddy. And here we are with 3 baby daddies and 2 kids.
This is a reason not to sleep around, chat. This is an example here, and of course not cheat. Disgusting.
Is what I joke about.
But yeah, this stuff, bro, unfaithfulness in a relationship. Oh my gosh, that just makes me sick. You know what the thing is? Remember the one I was talking about, the girl talking to other guys and getting attention from other guys behind my back? I had a gut feeling constantly of this happening. I had always thinking about this, bro. Always thinking about this. Always. And it turned out I was right, bro. Which sucks. I don't want to be right when I'm thinking about that stuff, but most of the time, bro, in past relationships, I think about the worst stuff, the bad stuff that could happen, and usually it happens. It's true.
So yeah, it's been wild.
Emotionally, what is?
I'd say yeah.
I mean, you're putting other people through emotions that they never.
Yeah,
They
my
never saw coming.
ex-husband's family cut him off once he decided to claim the children. They didn't like that, and they threatened to sue me with fraud because of what they had bought in the children. And then, I mean, of course, I took away my ex-husband's whole life in
What
one
the heck
swip.
does that even mean?
You know, housewife, kids. So there's,
And finish.
I think the craziest part is just the guilt that I always feel, like every day.
I mean, yeah, you
And if I
freaking
think about
cheated.
it, I cry.
You cheated on him twice.
And I've gotten called a lot of names. And I get it, I do. But it's like I've called myself those names more than anybody else has.
You're harder on
Yeah.
yourself than everyone else.
Absolutely. And I mean, and my mom used to say, the people who love
But yeah, like, I know we're all human, but that's still, oh my gosh, it's just so bad. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, bro. Like, you know? Say this, like, say there's a person that has stolen stuff, you know? Like, say someone that used to steal a lot. And then someone who has, okay. Like, say this. There's 2 people I gotta trust. Like, there's 2 people, I gotta trust one of them. There's one person that used to always steal, always shoplift, always do that crap. And then there's a person that has cheated on multiple partners that they've been with. Who am I gonna trust more? I'm going with a thief. Every freaking time. I'm trusting that thief. Because, like, cheating on a partner, cheating on someone that, like, loves you and, you know, wants something with you, like, bro, it's a relationship, it's a partnership, but you're out cheating. That's another level above, you know, stealing. That's another level. Obviously, stealing isn't honest. You know, both these aren't honest. But cheating on a loved one or someone that loves you, because obviously you don't love them. You don't really love them if you're cheating, but they might love you. And that's like me in a few situations, like in the past, bro. That's another level, bro. I'm picking a thief straight away. You don't have to know what that means.
love you.
Okay, bro.
Love you. Like, they're not going to judge you. And I know that. I mean, everybody who loves me has been so supportive and so amazing, but I judge me.
Was there a little bit of
I mean, at least she's not
revenge
delusional
or
enough to,
satisfaction
you know.
in what you did?
No.
No?
I mean, my babies, I guess, would be the satisfaction, but no, I mean, it didn't even make me feel better because he was never any nicer to me. He still treated me like crap, you
Dumb,
know.
bro. Dumb.
And
This is dumb.
still, no matter how he treated me, I still feel like this about.
You know, the stuff that she did is absolutely disgusting and all that. But I hope, you know, she gets better. Like, I hope, you know, she never does this again, you know? That's the thing about me. But yeah, bro. Like, I'm not gonna say she's a piece of crap now, because I believe people can improve and stuff like that. I hope she gets no. I don't believe that. My belief, you know, I don't believe that. I believe everyone, you know, even though you could be doing heinous stuff in the past, Yeah. Yeah, see you later, Matara. But yeah, bro. I hope she never does that again. And I'm like, I'm saying that, but personally, would I be with a girl that has cheated on a partner in the past? No, I would never do that. No, no. But do I believe they, like, for example, this girl could be better and improve and not do that again? Yes. But for me personally, that's a red flag, an instant turn off. And this is a statistic, bro. People that have cheated have more chance of cheating than someone that hasn't. Simple. But that's the thing. It's a very gray area. Like if you're making a law about it, bro. Because it's feelings. It's feelings. You can't really judge. It's hard. It's feelings, and don't react to
What
the
I did
album.
to him.
There's only 5
'Cause it
songs. Okay.
sucks. I ripped his whole life away in one document.
Yeah, that would be a horrible thing to go through.
And it's like, I didn't come out unscathed. I mean, he was mean the whole process, but my life wasn't ruined.
But yeah, what she done was bad. But obviously, I'm not saying, her husband is not in the wrong with anything because he apparently, he got physical sometimes and was just a mean person in general. But you could have just left him. You didn't need to do all that. You didn't need to make him raise some babies thinking it's his own child when it's really another man's kid. You could have got, and then none of this would have even happened. But it's too late now.
My life wasn't taken away from me. So, I always feel worse about what I did to him than anything. That's what
That
gets
is
me
pretty
every day.
gruesome what you done.
What was the hardest part of the marriage for you?
My treatment, the way I was treated, and the fact that my dad was never very kind to my mom. And I won't use that as an excuse, but so therefore I feel like I kind of let men treat me terribly my whole life. I mean, now I'm a badass bitch and I'll rock your shit, but I let men treat me bad my whole life. I always joke that I grew up around mean men my whole life, so now I know how to handle them.
Bro, this is a true thing though with girls like a lot, bro. She never saw what it was. She never saw her parents, her father treat her mom like good and right, And this is a thing. For example, say there's a girl, she's just been with piece of crap guys. All the guys that she's dated have been pieces of crap, not good people in general. And then you might be a great guy, you might be amazing, you might be a complete green flag if that exists, But when you get with her, when you guys start dating, she's not used to that, Sometimes they sabotage a relationship because they're like, oh, this is too good to be true. I've never had this before. This guy's actually so good. And they can't comprehend that someone actually loves them and wants to treat them right because all the other guys she's picked in the past or wanted to be with in the past were crap. So yeah, so they low-key sabotage themselves, bro. Like, that's not an excuse for them to do that. They shouldn't do that crap. But this is something that happens, bro. And like with her, she got with piece of crap men because, not an excuse, but it influenced her because, her dad was very mean to her mom and stuff like that. But yeah, that doesn't excuse any of this crap or like girls sabotaging relation with a good guy, like, because, they can't accept it or whatever. But that's something that can lead to this crap if they don't get right up here.
And what the final straw was for me with my ex was he physically assaulted me in front of the children. And my son had to use a plastic sword to like hit his dad and get him off me. And my son's 5 now. This was
His son.
a year and a half, 2 years ago. And he still brings it up. He still talks to me about
That's
it.
that's not good.
So I think
shouldn't
the
be doing
hardest
that
part
crap.
was the treatment and allowing my children to see the way I was treated. Because they hadn't watched me get good love.
But like this situation here, everyone got hurt. They both hurt each other. It's just disgusting in general.
First 4 or 5 years of their life. So that was the hardest part. Because I don't want my daughter to do what I did. I
Good.
want both my kids to be treated respectfully and kindly,
And be respectful to their partners.
they see that now. But
But your relationship with your father was
tumultuous. Whatever
Tumultuous?
word. Yeah.
What that even mean? I don't know. I've heard that word before.
I was a daddy's girl until I could form my own opinions, I say. Once everything
That's usually what
daddy
happens
said
a
wasn't
lot.
right and wasn't true, that's kind of when he, I don't want to say didn't care. He just stopped being so present in my life.
I feel like when she says that, it's probably because, like, you know, less present, because it's like, you know, you want to do your own thing. We don't agree with it. You want to do this. You want to, because she said she used to do drugs. You know, you want to do that. I'm out. You know, you do it. But I'm not gonna be sticking around. I feel like that might be type of situation.
And
I'm just assuming.
he would make comments about my weight and I got an eating you know, just he wasn't a nice man. And I know that's where I get wanting kindness so bad. He was never a nice man. But now he's older. I mean, and I gave him the boy he always wanted, so he's kinder. But I still can't cry in front of him. Tears are a big trigger for him. And now tears are a trigger for me when my kids cry, even though I cry every day. When my kids cry, I lose it. I just can't handle listening to someone cry.
Well, like, you get
Even
mad.
myself. But like I said, now we're good. I mean, I see him 3-4 times a year.
That's
He
good.
loves my kids to death. And my stepmom's
Good. He's getting
great.
softened up.
I
He's
didn't like
softening
her
up.
my whole life, but now that I'm older, I can see that she was just doing what was best for everyone involved. My dad, mainly. He's a better person because of her, for sure.
What are you proudest of in your life?
Surviving. Just being able to wake up this morning and come here, you know.
That's good.
I had a couple suicide attempts, you know, just because
Don't resort to that, bro.
life is wild. And when you're a drug,
You know, I know Robin Williams said this, but he ended up, you know, dying from suicide. But suicide is a temporary, suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem, bro. I know the guy who, you know, said that ended up committing suicide, but you should really take that, bro. Don't do it. It's not worth it whatsoever. Don't do it. You know, I know sometimes you might feel like that's the best option, but it's not, bro. Because it's the best option when you're not in the right frame of mind, bro. When you're not in the right frame of mind, then it's the best option. But if you are in the right frame of mind, you'll be like, no way, I'm not doing that.
drug addicts, sometimes that's, you know, that's all you can see as an escape. But I survived it, so obviously I'm supposed to be here or whatever. And now I know it's because I was put on this earth to be a mom to my children. But you never know what your purpose is
I hope
until
she's a great mom.
you get there, and then you're still unsure, you know?
I hope she's
So,
good for her kids.
I say I'm alive for my kids. Because they're the best people I've ever met.
Are the children confused about who their fathers are?
No, because they've only known him. They've only known my ex as their father.
No, but the son who is actually
That's
your
sad,
boyfriend is the
bro.
actual
For
father,
the kids.
but your ex-husband
That's
is
messed up for the
his
kids.
original father.
Yes.
That's confusing for him, right?
I feel like children are smarter than we
She'll
think
need to
they
explain this.
are. So
How she cheated and all that
I
to the kids.
believe that my son can just almost feel it, you know?
Right.
they
See,
look-
she's just coping now because she don't want to explain that she cheated.
Identical. They're twins, body build, face, hair, everything. Just the same person in different bodies.
She just gotta fess
And
up.
I know he's gonna start asking questions probably here soon because he knows they look alike. And, you know, Austin's so amazing to him and just so kind and patient, even with my crazy daughter. So I feel like he feels something. You know, he knows what good love looks like. And I do believe he'll start asking questions. And a part of me thinks he'll be relieved to find out. but no child will even find out until my ex and I both decide that it's time.
So your son is older than your daughter?
He's 5.
So you had the relationship with your boyfriend, and then you
Yeah.
had another relationship.
I did. So I had a relationship with my boyfriend about 6 years ago. And then once I got pregnant, we actually kind of stopped communicating. He moved away. And then I had the baby. And he brought his girlfriend to my house to meet
is
unknowingly
messy.
our child, me and my ex-husband. And I wasn't super kind to her.
This is messy.
Because I think maybe I knew, and I didn't
That's
like the guy that
messy.
I had loved at one point bringing another woman in my house, even though I was living with another man.
Yuck.
So he did meet Coda right when he was born, and then he kind of disappeared again when he was still living out of town. And he was still following me on social medias, which I didn't know.
Messy. Yuck.
And
Both
my
of them.
ex was like, he's still looking at my stories. And I'm like, if he's looking at your stories, he's looking at my stories. And so that's how I reconnected with him
The heck?
once the divorce happened. Was I just reached out to him on social media.
You're trouble.
I'm not anymore. I used to be.
What's changed?
I'm madly in love with him. And
Really?
he's kind and patient and everything I could have ever imagined the father of my children to be.
This freaking guy's a dork as well, you know? Because he knows. He worked with her ex. You know? He worked under her ex. So he knows that those who are in a relationship, she cheated on her husband with him, and he knew it. And then after all that, he obviously they had the kid, but now they're dating, you know? Bro, if a girl cheats on their man with you, and then you think it's a good idea to, obviously it's not a good idea if you know they're together and you're doing it. You're a piece of crap as well, bro. That's a piece of crap thing to do. But if you're like, dang, she cheated on him with me, I want to actually date her, you're dumb, bro. Because if she did it to them, bro, you think that'll never happen to you? It might not, but the chances of it happening to you, you'll just be another one.
And he's one of those guys that when you get him, you can't let him go. Because someone else will get him. And then you're going to be mad. He's just the greatest human. Just amazing. So, I mean, I kind of knew up until him and I got back together that he was always my soulmate. And he is. I do believe that to this day. And here he is, just in my life again. So I'm happy, and I'm not trouble anymore. I'm good to him for the most part.
You sure?
Yes, I'm positive. I do. I can't mess this one up. My ex-husband sucked, but this one's a good one.
You sucked as well.
I won't mess
Both of you suck.
After going through all of this, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in all of this?
To
Don't
find
cheat.
the right one for you. If you stay 10 years in a marriage that
Okay, yeah, find the right one, but like what? You're doing it while you're with someone else? Come
The
on,
right
that's
one?
ridiculous.
then you're just going to live miserably your whole life or end up doing what I did. And I feel like if
That's
you're
no
truly
excuse to cheat.
happy and if
That's
they
no
treat
excuse
you
to
how
cheat, bro.
you deserve to be
Get ri-
treated and
leave
you know
them and then do
you
it.
treat them the same, I feel like that's the biggest thing is just finding the right one. And I was very young and newly clean when I had met my ex-husband, so I was in a very vulnerable state. And so now being clean, I was clean 5 months when I met him. Now being clean 12 years and building up my backbone again and becoming the person I was always supposed to be, really opened up the doors for me to finally be able to be in a healthy relationship. And this is the healthiest one I've ever been in. It's weird. It feels funny, but we're doing it.
I hope it lasts
I do too.
for the kids' sake.
Yeah, that's enough. That was something. I mean, I told you guys my thoughts. You know, someone in chat, you know, said their thoughts. But yeah, bro. I heard some disgusting stuff. Some absolutely disgusting stuff, bro. That's like nightmares. Like, legit. But I hope she doesn't do that crap ever again. You know, I hope just for whoever she's with. It's disgusting. Yeah. That's the end of the vid, bro. Disgusting. Don't cheat, bro. Cheating is the worst thing you could do to someone that isn't, like, illegal. That won't put you in jail. Yeah, don't do it, bro. That's just disgusting. But yeah, appreciate you watching, and yeah, thanks for watching the vid. Don't do that crap. That's gross, bro. That's so gross. Don't do it.